For more on the military situation in Gaza, we are joined by Anthony Cordesman. He is with the Center for Strategic and International Studies in Washington, D.C. Mr. Cordesman, it's good to see you again. Thanks for being with us. No foreign journalists have been allowed into Gaza, so it's very hard to get a picture of what exactly is going on there when it comes to the ground campaign that has now been opened by Israel. Can you tell us what sort of fighting is taking place, at least that you know of?
Well, first, it's still very much an air campaign. The ground campaign is really just beginning. Intense fighting did start today, but it's still very localized against selected Hamas targets. And while the Israelis do seem to have taken limited casualties and Hamas has taken more serious casualties, as yet there hasn't been a broad fight.
Israel says that its goal has always been to end the rocket attacks from Hamas, but the rockets continue. In fact, there was a fairly good barrage today. So is this strategy really working?
It's very difficult to see how that really is the strategic objective. That may be what Israel is saying because that's the reason for starting the fighting, or at least the declared reason. But to achieve any objective, it essentially has to destroy Hamas as the governing entity inside Gaza, or so intimidate it that it won't take military action. They've attacked the tunnels which are its supply routes. They've attacked schools. They've attacked political headquarters. This is a broad-based attack on all of Hamas's capabilities, not a selective set of strikes on rocket manufacturing or launching facilities.
Israel has maintained throughout all of this that it's worked very hard to limit civilian casualties. Yet the number of civilians killed is in the hundreds. Do you think that assessment would, the fact that Israel has worked hard to prevent these casualties, would that be agreed upon by other military experts?
You have had hundreds of killed and about 2,800 wounded. That number sounds very high, but in an area with 1.5 million people packed together in what is essentially a vast urban slum, it's important to note these casualties actually are relatively low for the number of airstrikes involved, and that many of them are directly associated with women, children, and other people who are living next to Hamas facilities or who are actually members of the families of Hamas members.
Anthony Cordesman, as always, we appreciate your insight. Thank you.
Thank you.